Hello and welcome to DFS Coach Talk. I'm Josh Davis, also known as Crash. Today is Thursday, April 21st, 2022, and I am here to talk about today's Major League Baseball slate. We're going to be going over the main slate, which starts at 1:10 Eastern. If you're new to the channel, if you would give us a like, leave a comment in the comment section. Make sure you subscribe if you're not a subscriber. Hit the notifications bell in the upper right-hand corner, and that'll let you know when our next podcast has been added to the channel. And I also want to mention that our presenting sponsor today is Prizepicks. If you haven't joined yet, go to prizepicks.com, use promo code CoachTalk, all one word, and they will 100% match your first deposit up to $100. If you haven't joined DFS Coach Talk yet, you can join us at dfscoachtalk.com. We have memberships that start as low as a 3-day membership for $10. And with that being said, let's go ahead and get into this baseball slate. Like I said, it starts at 1:10 p.m. Eastern. There's 6 games on FanDuel. There's 7 games on Draftkings and 10 games on Yahoo. And as of right now, we don't have any weather issues that I've heard about. So should be a clean day of baseball. So let's go ahead and get into the pitchers. My top pitcher play today is going to be Dylan Cease. He's 10-3 on FanDuel, 10-1 on DK. He had 2 very strong starts at Detroit and at home against Tampa Bay last Tuesday. In those games, he pitched 5 innings in each game. He allowed 2 hits and 3 hits with 1 run in each game allowed and struck out 8. Cleveland's a good team, but I think that they're better against left-handed pitchers. We saw that yesterday against Dallas Keuchel. They lit him up for 9 runs in the second inning. And outside of Mlb Rosario, there's not really any other Cleveland bat that's hit better than 220 against Cease, and a lot of their bats haven't ever faced him. So as we've seen on multiple occasions, usually teams will struggle for a little while after they put up double-digit runs. Another example of that is yesterday with Cleveland. They scored 11 runs in that first game, but then they only scored 2 runs in the second game of the doubleheader. So I definitely think that Cleveland will, not struggle completely today, but a little bit, enough that it's going to make Dylan Cease a solid play. My value pitcher is going to be Paul Blackburn. He's 7,600 on FanDuel. He's 8,600 on DK. He's going up against the strikeout-heavy Baltimore offense. They've averaged the most strikeouts per game of any team so far, and they really struggled against Dalton Jeffries last night. Jeffries is a minor league pitcher. He came from the minor leagues, and he didn't have a lot of experience. He struggled a little bit in his first start, but in the game last night, he pitched 6 shutout innings, only allowed 3 hits, and struck out 6. Blackburn has had 2 fairly difficult matchups so far. He went to Tampa Bay and Toronto in his first 2 starts, and he's held up pretty well. He pitched 5 shutout innings at Tampa with 7 strikeouts and 5 innings in Toronto with 3 strikeouts and only allowed 2 runs. So going up against Baltimore today, he should have his best game of the season so far. My fade pitcher is going to be Zach Plesac. He's 8,300 on FanDuel. He's 8,500 on DK. I don't know how high he's going to be owned, but I really don't like this matchup for him. The White Sox have a pretty solid lineup that's had a lot of success, or a decent amount of success against him, and I would rather just save that money, about $700, and play Blackburn against Baltimore. That leads me to my Prizepicks play, which is going to be Paul Blackburn. He has a strikeout prop of 4 strikeouts, which this play honestly almost scares me because he had 7 against Tampa and 3 against Toronto, who struck out the fewest times of any team last year. So he only needs 1 more strikeout than he had against Toronto to tie the number, and 2 more to go over against a team that struck out the most this season. So I also like the over on his fantasy score here, which is at 18.5, and I will be mixing that in my Prizepicks plays today as well. My BVP play of the day is going to be Francisco Lindor. He's 4,400 on FanDuel. He's 5,700 on DK. He's hit .417 against Desclafani with 5 hits and 12 at-bats, including 2 home runs. He had a rough day yesterday. He went 0 for 5 against Carlos Rodon, but as I mentioned, that was going to be a tough matchup. So I think he'll bounce back today against Anthony Desclafani. He definitely has had success against him in the past. My top pay-up stack is going to be the Chicago White Sox. Tim Anderson, Jose Abreu, Luis Robert, Lurie Garcia, Gavin Sheets. I like all those guys. And most of them have faced Plesac before and done pretty well against him. So the White Sox will be my top pay up stack in cash. And the GPP stack's going to be the Mets. I like Francisco Lindor. As I mentioned, he's had a lot of success going up against Desclafani. Pete Alonso, I like, of course, in a Mets stack. And then Brandon Nimmo and Robinson Cano. My home run call is going to be Francisco Lindor. As I mentioned, he's had a ton of success against Desclafani, and I think that continues today. And I do think that he's going to hit a home run. So that is it, guys. Just wanted to give you a quick podcast this morning. Coach was in a meeting, so he wasn't able to make it, but he'll have his plays for our members later on today. And I will have more plays as well for the later games throughout the day. So like I said, if you haven't joined us yet, we're at dfscoachtalk.com. You can follow us on Twitter. I'm at JPDavis1982. Coach is at Joe Servati. And we are at DFS Coach Talk. Hope you guys have a great day, and we will look to crush it tomorrow in MLB.